Hey, what's up everybody, it's Matt. I am back with another camera bag review. This time it is the Moment Strohl Mountain Light Pack. This bag it's pretty light, as in the name. They claim it's one of the lightest out there. We'll take a look at that in a few minutes here. But this bag is pretty awesome. It's really lightweight. You can pack a decent amount of gear in there. It's great if you're running a mirrorless setup, but in my opinion not super awesome if you're running a larger DSLR system. So let's jump in and take a look at the bag. Alright, so the bag is pretty big when it's packed out. This isn't even the full size, but it is nice because you can compress it if you need to. You can pack it out even more if you need to. So depending on your use case and the trips, you know, there's a lot of use in there for it. Looking at the bag, it's got a nice nylon ripstop outer shell, so you're going to be protected from the elements pretty well with this thing. You're not going to find your gear getting wet, anything like that. There's two very large drop pockets on either side, so you can fit a large size water bottle or a larger tripod. You know, if you're somebody who's going out and you want that, you can have that tripod to fit in there. On the front, you have a mesh drop pocket here. Great for just storing, you know, something that you need to pick up quickly, you know, like your rain shell, helmet, something like that will fit in there. And then they've got a lot of attachment points here for various items, so if you need to attach more straps and webbing, you can do that. On the exterior here, we have a couple webbing points to secure your tripod if you need to there. And then moving around to the back of the bag, you've got some straps. They're padded decently well, and they're breathable, which is nice. And there's a nice air channel here with a fairly firm yet soft, if that makes sense, back panel. So you're going to get some airflow when you're traveling, but it's not going to be a whole bunch. And the back panel here, it's soft enough that you're going to get some padding, but firm enough that if you have something, say like a jet boil or something inside and that sits weird, you're not going to be getting poked in the back by that. So very nice there. On the straps on the front here, we've got a drop pocket on either side, so you can put, you know, a water bottle or a comms unit or something like that setting up there if you need to. There is a adjustable sternum strap, so you can move it up or down on either side if you need to take care of that. Moving down to the base here, on your waist belt, you do have one side has a pouch that you can use to store snacks, anything that you would need to get quickly. The other side is empty, but there is some webbing, so you have some attachment points there. You can attach their camera loader here. I'll show you that in a little bit, but basically that can go through the webbing there. And attach to the waist belt there. So if you need to put your camera in, have it on your hip instead of attached to something up on the strap or anything or inside the bag, you can do that and have your camera attached on the outside. So it does give you a little more space to pack out your camera gear if you need to, but you've got that. And then this bag is a back-loading camera bag pocket there. So we'll jump into that here in just a second. The top of the bag, when you need to pack it out, you have this removable triangular top. So moving around to the front of the bag, when you want to pack it out, they've done a great job with designing this little extra feature. It could get annoying in some circumstances, but overall I like it. You have a hook, metal hook here that attaches to the webbing there, and this pouch up top is removable, so if you want to pack it out, you can, and it covers the top of the bag, so it kind of becomes like a helping with water resistance, but you can pack this pouch out with quick items that you would need to get quickly if you'd like to, or just items that fit in there. So you have an external pocket on that side. When you flip it open, you have another pocket on the interior there. So you can use this to expand the pack a little more and add just a little more room. But the top of the bag is a drawstring closure. So if you're really packing this out, you would want to use that one. They do have this little folding attachment point here. So say you're just going out and you don't want to pack it out completely, you can do this. And let's say you have even less items in there, you can pack this bag down even further than this. So this would create giving you more of like a day pack size backpack. So it really just depends on what you're going to be running out in the field. If you want more space, they give you the option for that. If you don't want more space, you can have a pretty compact bag. So now let's look at the weight of the bag. I'm going to pull out the camera cube in here and stuff. Let's just see what this looks like without that. And fuck. Alright, so right now I've got this bag. It is completely empty. There's no camera unit in there. There's no other items, so this would be the bag as it is. And we are coming in at a weight of 2 pounds, 0.16, so that is pretty dang light. And that's one thing you'll notice when you get the bag is it is very light. When you aren't using it, this thing can be folded up really flat, so you don't need a ton of storage for it. So if you're somebody who's living in a small apartment or something, you can do that. They also give the option to remove the frame in here. So if you wanted to pull out the frame and run the bag just as like a simple day pack, kind of like a JanSport or something, you have the option to do that. So this is a pretty versatile pack, which is nice. You know, like a lot of times you're spending money on a camera bag, you want to be able to have something that is usable for multiple things just because they are expensive. So that is a nice option here. Inside the bag, it's kind of hard to see here. Let me see if I can fold it. But there we go. So inside the bag, there's a mesh drop pocket here that you can, you know, keep things from falling to the bottom. So say you just need some gloves or something real fast, you don't want to keep them on the outside, you can do that. But other than that, it is just a deep cavernous pocket this size, sitting pretty solid. It's 45 liters packed out like that, but then you can add more with the external storage options there. So that's that for the bag here. I'm going to jump into the back panel and the camera cube here on the inside. So like I said, when you open it up, I'm going to push this around to the front so it doesn't get in the way here. So when you come in, you open this up, you have a small mesh pocket here that you could put filters, cables, anything like that. And the camera cube here is firm. It doesn't fold down, so if you were going to store it, you have it like this. It would be nice if it was a storable option since the bag can go flat. The camera cube can't really fit in from that side, so you do have to top load. That could get annoying if need be, but once it's in, you have two separate Velcro straps here that secure it into place. So one on the bottom and one on the top. So you have your camera cube there. So this isn't going to fall out like if you you know, we're going to pick it up, but then that's also a problem because when you go to you know, camp or something, if you wanted to pull this out, you couldn't, or it's basically packed in if you have all your gear in there. So that could be a downfall for some people. I also noticed that with the curve of this, it is harder to get some gear out. So you really have to kind of consider how you're going to place items in there. For example, here's a full-size Nikon DSLR with a 24-70 lens on it. Like I said, here it is with a full-size DSLR. And this is why I say it doesn't work out great for that, because it is pushed all the way to the back, but it is sitting out over the edge just slightly. So it will close, it will be padded, but there is just a struggle of getting it in there. With that stuck in there, if I were to put, say, another lens up on this side, for example, so that camera cube is basically packed out, and this, you got, you know, just a little bit of a lip there that keeps it from being able to access anything over here. So if it was a smaller mirrorless camera, that would be easier. They do claim that a 5D4, I think, and several lenses will fit in here. I think you'd have to get very creative and know which lenses you're going to bring, because here's a 70 to 200 that's in there. That is basically the full length of that. So I could fit maybe a body sideways and another lens. You know, it just depends. Like, you're not really going to be able to put a full-size DSLR in there and still have room. So, you know, you can fit it in sideways. It takes up a little more room that way, but it really just depends on your kit, how you carry it, what you use. Say you're going to run a drone, for example, that's going to fit in there a whole lot better, and you're going to have a lot more space. So that just gives you kind of an idea of the size of this. Yeah, so that's where my biggest complaint was, is this is a camera bag because, you know, it does have this camera cube, but and they say they focused on prioritizing space for the extra gear in here. So if you're, I would say if you're like an adventure photographer who needs multiple lenses to do your job, or you want to bring a drone with you and some other items, you're really going to have to figure out how to pack this out. If you have another external camera cube that you can stuff into the bag here, great, awesome. It really just depends. It's your workflow, you know how that works, but there are some issues that I did have with this. Coming into this camera loader here, so this is nice, and it's a nice little add-on. So if you were somebody who's out, say you're skiing, you want to have this bag, you really want to be able to have your camera to run and gun and shoot, you've got this. But again, I'm sitting here with a full-size DSLR, and it does not fit with the 24 to 70 lens. So keep that in mind. You know, a lot of people do go mirrorless. For photos, I still like my DSLR, just it's how I work. For video, I shoot mirrorless, so it just depends on what the job is and what I'm doing. But yeah, you have multiple options to build this bag out. It is lightweight, so like they do claim you can do that, but it really is, I would say, more of a mountain bag than it is a camera bag. So for the price, everything, it's a great bag. They designed it really well, but there it is. You have my opinion. Thanks for watching, appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.